Hello everyone, this is Caroline, and today I wanted to show you and talk a little bit of my newest purchase. This is the Mica Magic from Craft Artist, and I actually purchased them by coincidence. I didn't really knew what it was, and it looked interesting on the website. I ordered it at craftstash.com, and I will link this down below where I bought it. But I thought it looked intriguing, and I ordered it. Now it's not the cheapest thing. They each were on sale, so I think they were from $24.99 down to $20, and they come in 2 palettes, and one is this one here, which calls the Summer Brights, and here's a little overview that I made. And what it is literally, it's a mica powder which is combined with a cream binder. So if you will, it's almost like eyeshadows but for paper, and so almost like a pan pastel, if you will. But the description says, or what I found out, is that you don't have to seal this. So once you have it on the paper and it dries, it will stay. So I thought that's great, and I really like this because I like palettes. I like to work even watercolor palettes. I like to have a variety of colors right there for my use. And so this is the Summer Brights, and it has it goes literally from yellow to blue. There are a couple of colors that are kind of similar, but the nice thing about this is it has shimmers. So this, and I can show you this, I don't know if the camera catches this, but when I'm moving this back and forth, you should see that some of the colors have like a sheen, like a shimmer to it. And that is very nice, and I haven't seen this before. And I only know this like from waxes, like gilding waxes, to give this kind of shimmery shine or sheen to it. And so when you look at this, now you see this one here, this is the gold. And when I received this came kind of broken. So this was already fell out. And that was because of the I don't know what the post parcel service did with this, but when I received it, literally was all over the thing. So I will I called customer service and they will give me a new one, but that's why this is all taken. I mean, I wouldn't have used all this yet. So yeah, so you can see here, there's the bluish shimmer, there's a greenish shimmer, there's like different types of pinks there shimmer. Then I have 2 greens that are shimmer, or turquoise that shimmer, a green here, and then there's golden colors, and then here is like a almost like a coral, and yeah, and then this lighter rose shine color. So that is the Summer Brights, and they come. Let me just close this quick. The other one is called the Autumn, and here's a quick look at the back, so you can see. So when it says here, compact pigment mica for shading, coloring, and drawing. So this one is the autumn use, and this is only reds and browns. And here's a little card I did. But when you look at this, I'm a little, I have to say, disappointed on this palette because I expected more variety of colors. A lot of the colors, when I'm putting them on the paper, look the same. I mean, literally, when you use them, you will never see a difference on the paper. But I like the ones that have shine on them. I love purple, so that's a good thing. I love this color here. This one here is absolutely stunning. And then I have here 1, 2, 3, 6 shiny ones. And then 1, 2, here, those two. This one is shiny. This one is shiny. This one has shimmer. And this one as well. So let me move this again in the camera, but I'm not sure if the camera is going to catch this in the light. There. Now, today I just wanted to show you, because I couldn't find that much about this palettes on YouTube, where's my go-to research for new products. I found one video, and I will link this down below, and I think that's the guy who came up with this, John Lockwood or something like that. I think it's from the UK. He's from the UK. So anyway, let me show you how I use them in my crafting or in my card making. Okay, let me move this out of the way here. Okay, so the first way I'm using these is for coloring and shading and adding sheen to my die cuts. So I have, and let me show you how I do this. I will have a little paper towel here. It just grabs the paper and it makes it easier. Then I have here some die cuts that I cut. They're just random die cuts I already cut before. Haven't used them yet. So let me show you. Let me start with the Snowflake. That's the white cardstock. So I'm using my fingers. You can use, and I have here my little bag with stuff. You could use like makeup thingies, you know, those spongy things. You could use like this, or you could use even a bigger one, like this one, or maybe this one's better. This one that has like a straight edge to it. Okay, but for this one, for my die cuts, I'm just using my fingers because I have the most control with it. And the good thing about it, and that was really interesting, as when you use your fingers and you go in the color, and let me show you. Let's use this blue here. And I just put this on top. Give it a very, very light color all over. Here you go. And this one is not now a matte one. This is not a shiny one. I'm just using this now to make it just a hint of blue, like, you know, like snowflakes, wintry, bluish color. And see, my finger is it's blue, but what I'm doing is rubbing it sometimes off when I change the color. But you don't really need to do this. I mean, you can just go here, take the color, and then I'm going to the next one, which is the sheen, or without even changing the color for some reason. Or let's say I'm putting this on now, and that's the one that has the sheen on it. And now I'm going in a different color. Let's say I'm gonna go in this dark blue. And you don't even mess up your colors, like if I'm going back in this one. So I found that very interesting, and I don't know why this is happening, that you can just move from color to color, but you don't mess up your colors. Okay, so here we have a snowflake, and see, what I really like is you can add different colors, and that's such a pretty way to add color to die cuts. So you could get this darker, you can even go into this blue and give some darker blue maybe here, there. And then I'm using this sheeny color here, this shiny one, and add this here. And you can build up the color. You can go on top, until you have like this thing completely colored. Maybe you want to add some, let's say this gold, which I really like, but they didn't have that much. And you can add some gold shine to it as well. So here we go. That's see, that's the white one, and that's the one when I colored it. And you can see I just love this sheen, different colory look. So that was the white one. I don't want to make this all too long here. Let's go ahead now and let's try this one, the butterfly. I mean, it's pretty as it is, it's just kind of, but you can add just the edges, for example, or like the middle. Let me do the middle with this sheen here, with this dark. I really love this one. You just go and rub it on top, and I rub it here, a little bit more. There. Oh, that looks pretty. So, there. Okay. So you can see already here how this makes it shiny. Now I can go with a different color, maybe a lighter one. Let's use this one here, and go on the wings. Here. Make this a little lighter. And since you have already the red cardstock, I mean, you just build on the red cardstock. Okay, and then let's maybe do the bottom one's a little darker. Let's go and do like a purpley color, like let's use this one here and see how that looks. And, now I needed the other palette that has a darker one, but it's okay. I'm just gonna go with this one here and make this even darker. There. And then if you think, see how that has already like almost a gradient into this darker reddish color, purpley reddish color. Oh, that looks pretty. And the other way around, you can actually go with a white, and I just rubbed it up. I then took the white and go in here and just make this a little bit wider. Lighter there. And then you go in again and use the darker one and go in here again to there. And I think that looks pretty awesome. I had somewhere here. Okay, here we go. I have like a piece of white cardboard. And let me show you how this looks on white. Isn't that pretty? I think it adds just a little more, a touch of something to it, a sparkle. Almost not, it's not sparkle, it's more like a sheen, like a wax, gilding wax. So that's the butterfly. Move it here. Now, I could go on and on this, but let me just show you maybe the leaf here. The leaf is green, and let's say I just want to do the corners a little bit greener, or sheen to the corners. So I'm using this green here, and I didn't even clean my fingers. I just went right into that green and just add this to the outside, and a little bit here, and give it a sheen of color there. And then I'm gonna go in with this darker and give it even a little darker sheen. There. And there's nothing you can do wrong with it, because you can just add colors or the white if it's too dark. It's just, I think it's such an easy way to add shading to this, to die cuts. There you go. Can you see? I hope you can see that. There you go. There. So that is the first way, and I think it's probably the most used way using this. Now let's move on to the second way, or the second. Then I have a black. So we have like cards. Craft paper, black cardstock, And I'm also using just like a Tim Holtz tag. And for this one, I actually going to go and use a makeup sponge, since it's a bigger area that I'm covering. And so I'm thinking I'm going to do just a rainbow of colors. So I'm going to start with the yellow here. And you can just, it's really just like eyeshadow. And I'm starting and make this up here yellow. There you go. And the card is already yellow, so, or has a yellow hint, so it is already. So yellow, and then we're gonna go, maybe gonna go into this orangey color here. Now to go here. Okay. And I'm doing it on a paper towel because it kind of holds the paper in place while I'm doing this. So I'm not making this too thick yet. I'm just gonna go for my first layer, and then if I'm seeing I want more color, I'm just gonna go and add more. So now we have that orange. Now let's move on. Let's go into a little more pinkish color. Let's go maybe this one. Okay. And you see, I don't even clean my sponge. I'm just going ahead and go and add the next color. There. Oops. There. All right. Let's move on to some maybe purplish color. Maybe this one here. So there's the purple. And let's maybe finish with blue. Let's use this shiny blue here. Okay. Now you can see it's almost like stripy because I made like, but if you're using, for example, one of these things, you can do it in circles. So you have it more, you can actually do it more like this. You have more like a cloudy look, I would say. Here we go. It's like a blue, and then let's go backwards to the, I think I used this purple here, and this is going to purple. And now the second layer, I'm just going in, and you know, I'm just what I like, how intense I want this to be. Now let's go with this pink here. Just got a little more pink. Make circles. You make it more cloudy. Mix it all together, and then you go with the orange again. There. So rappy-tappy, you have a super nice background here. I'm going a little bit more yellow here, make it more yellowish. There. Oops. There. And I'm making this a little fast because I don't want this video to be like 2 hours. I could do this for hours, but I just want to show it to you. Okay, there. See how pretty is this? Just a nice rainbow, rainbow background. Now I'm doing this the same to show you the intensity of the color. I'm doing this now on a black cardstock, and this one has, it's one of those, you know, the ones that have like a little structure in this, and you will see how the structure comes out when you do this. And again, I'm using the same colors. I'm doing a rainbow. I'm starting with the yellow, and I'm gonna go now with the things I have it on my finger. I'm just going with this, and you can see how this beautiful you know, texture of the paper is already coming through. So you can, if you have a white piece of with this texture, it's gonna look also like gonna go through, and it looks beautiful. So here's my yellowish color, and I'm gonna go with what do I use? Orange here. Let's use the orange. Go a little darker. Okay, then pink. Go. Do a little bit of pink here, and then do circles and stripes and whatever, you know. It's not nothing too. It's an easy task when you watch TV or, I don't know, talk to somebody on the phone. There. And then the blue. Now since the blue has this shimmer, it's going to give it a nice shimmer. You can actually build this up, see? You can go and say, okay, I'm making like this, like almost like a frame there. And now I can make it 11/1/10 by, or I'm going to use now this golden, see this like almost like a copper gold, and I'm going here and put this on top. How awesome looks that? See? There, I'll do it from the other side. Yeah. And I can use my fingers and just do this and just really rub this in. Yeah, there you go. There you have it. I think this looks beautiful. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do this edge really golden. Okay, with the finger you get like a smoother, almost like a smoother finish. Something in this cardstock that I did wrong. Okay. So, okay, there. So there you have it. I mean, isn't that a pretty background? And when I'm done, I'm showing you, when I'm done with the craft, I'm showing you, you can actually stamp on top of this mica. So that's how those two. Let me move them here aside, and then see, oh my God, look how shiny that is. Awesome. Now, let's use the craft paper. And let's say for the craft paper, you want to do like a vintage look, okay? So it has already the brown, and I'm going to stay, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my palette. I'm going to use the other one. And I'm going to do like a, you know, when I'm usually do vintage, you go with the distress inks, and you go around. But I find this, first of all, the distress ink doesn't give you the shine. It's awesome for doing that. And I would do this, would put the distress and then would add this on top, but since I don't want to do this right now with the getting it all out, I'm just showing you just only this. So I'm going to go with my brown here, and then just go here and add this to the, I'm using my finger for this. I love to use my fingers. See how this gives it this rugged look, like this. And then what I would do, I would add a different color, like let's go with maybe this one here on top. This has the shine, and I'm adding the shine on top. Here, and on the other side. And you see, I'm not even changing or cleaning my fingers. I'm just doing this like that. There. So here you have like a nice, rugged looking, vintagey tag. And to do it like, really give it like, no, those the border, I'm going to go with my black here, and I'm going to go with the black and add this black to the side. See, and you can pull this in more like you want, but I think I'm going to keep it like this now. The only thing I'm going to do is add a little bit more lighter golden, or this is almost like a rose gold, and lay the rose gold on top to get an overall sheen effect. and then when I'm done, I just smear this. Really, it's not as messy as I thought first. And there you go. There you have like a nice rusty looking with a little bit of shine. You can see this here, how I move it. Tag. Okay, now let me show you how I would add a stamp on this. I mean, this is just awesome. You can use this now. Here we go. And what I'm gonna do is, let me find a stamp. Here's this beautiful stamp set from Tim Holtz with those butterflies. Let me use this. Okay, I have here my acrylic block, and I'm thinking maybe I'm just putting those 3 butterflies. Maybe this one on the bottom, this one here. Let me put those like this. Now, I think I'm gonna use white since I have the ink here, and it's just a demo. Let's go with white. Okay, here the first one, and do the first one here. And I don't mind if the stamp is not like super, you know, perfect, because this is kind of like a rugged looking tag anyway, so it adds to the charm, right? Now this one. Put this underneath. It's a little bit wider. And the last one here. There. And I think this looks pretty. Now a little ribbon here, and maybe you could add a sentiment right on the side here, and you have a beautiful tag. Simple, easy tag. So now let's try to stamp on the other one. Let's use this one here. This is this one. Let me just think if I'm using the same stamp or a different one. Let me see what I have here. Okay, let's use something like this deer. This is a cute deer. Okay, let me get it. I'm just gonna make a little background stamping with this one, and I'm using this little this twig here. Off here. Here, I think that would be a nice background. Okay. Sorry. Let's clean this up a little bit here. Oops. There. Stay on. Again, I'm using the white again. It's okay. You could also do a clear embossing, like a Versa mark, and then emboss it. That would look awesome too. But just for now, to show you how nicely you can stamp on this. There. Like another twig right here. There. And maybe coming from here. There. See? Beautiful. Now imagine this. I'm using this, and I would just put the clear embossing powder on top. That would look awesome. Now that's that. And then let me show you the last one. Okay, here's my Versa fine, and actually I don't need a block. I'm using this one here. This is the one from Stampinus. Yeah, it's just a flower. And just let's use the flower, like, let's see how that looks on the on the rainbow background. So I'm just, oh goodness, I may just make one test there. I'm just stamping this, and even if you wipe over it, you have now a little bit, but once this is completely dry, you won't have this rub off anymore. It's stamped there. See, isn't that pretty? And let's do another one right there. Yeah, perfect. See? Isn't that beautiful? I love this. Now you could, and this is another way to use those. You could now go ahead and color this, color the stamps. Let me just move this. Let's say, let's see if it's dry. It needs to dry for it. Let's say you want to get more shading to the leaves. You could certainly do this, but I'm using the other palette. Give me a second. There you go. Let's say you want to give it a pink color. Or, yeah, let's go with pink. Shine. You can go in there and then just color this in. Here we go. Just on the edge. And I don't think it needs to be perfect, so you can, you know, you could go over the lines a little bit. Who cares? See? And it also adds, since I'm used only here like the matte ones, except here, you can actually see the difference how the sheen is on the flower and the background is still matte. Oh, I think that's awesome. Now for the other one, let's go with a, since it's more in a purplish color, I'm gonna go with a purple, and this time I'll just go with a matte purple. Let's go with a dark here. I'm just gonna give him purple here. I'm using my pinky finger, since this is a smaller area, but I love to work with my fingers. You could use one of those, you know, makeup thingies, you know, like an eyeshadow applicator. Let me try this. See, you could use that too. No problemo. There, get a little bit more. I like. There. Can always rub this up. And another one here. See, you can actually color this, and this actually makes it very smooth. I'm surprised. There. And if you want to add some shine to it still, you can use another color like this one that has sheen. Shine. There you go. See how the shine comes through? There. And then, I mean, it looks pretty as is, but I would probably put a sentiment here or something, and I would add some, because I love my glitter all the way, that little flower. Yeah. Here too. Oh, that looks pretty. Sparkle, give it a little sparkle and dimension. I love dimension. Yeah, you could also, now that I'm looking at it, get this inside a little greenish sparkle. Now I have to be careful, like there. And here. Perfect. Here you go. There you have it. So let me show you the other two again, some comparison. So that was the tag from Tim Holtz. That was the black one with the background. And then this was just the craft with a white stamp. Let me move this a little bit so you can see it. Ooh, didn't touch it, no? Yeah. There. So that was another thing you could use this to, and you could use this for a card base, for backgrounds, for anything, you know. You can even, I know that you can also use it on different materials, but since I'm mainly working, I work mostly on paper, so. But I know you could use it on wood and other things. So when I'm done, usually I'm just rub this off what I used, and that's it. That's ready to use again. Now the next thing I want to show you is using those and move them through a stencil. So I have a stencil here somewhere. Yeah, it's maybe this one here. Maybe this one would be good. Or this one. I like this one. Let's use this one. So you should, and you should do that a little with all the stencil. Just, I'm taping this on. Nice. And like that. Maybe let's use a nice color. Let's use something. Maybe let's use something very soft. Tone on tone almost. Let's use this gold here and see how that comes through. So you can just do this there, and you can actually, you can actually move around and use different colors. That's actually a good idea. Let's just you stay in the same family here, and yeah. And maybe this coral color. Let's go a little bit into corals. Here. And here. And here. Now you can take this off. Show you. Nah, doesn't that look awesome? You can rub this, since there's sometimes little leftovers, you can just move them off. Now, this is awesome as is, but now what you could do is add some texture to it, using a texture paste, using whatever you have, a glitter paste, and let me clean this quickly, and then let's add some glitter to it. Yeah, how about a rose gold glitter paste? Now it gets a little messy, so I'm going to get this out of the way a little bit. And I use my sheet here. And in this case, I'm just holding my stencil. There you go. Get that moving a little bit. And I'm taking some of my spatula here, my craft knife, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just shading this a little bit, maybe like this, and I'm not filling out the whole, all the complete circles. I'm just gonna smear it so that it's almost like a shade, and I'm thinking I'm just tape this better a little bit. So here, whoops, and here. Okay, now I'm taking this And I'm literally smearing it just to the edge, like this. See how I'm just trying not to do the holes, and just wanting it in the edge of the holes. And I mean, not the holes, the circles. I mean, if you want. See here. I'm going in the right directions because I want them to be all in the same direction. A bit more here. There. I think that's good. Let's clean this off. My dirty one here. There. And close this up. And let's remove it and see. Washi tape off here. And let's remove it and see. There. Man, I love this. There. There you have it. So it almost looks like a pastel. I find it so unique looking with this cloudy background, and then you have like the little sparkle on top. So beautiful. I'm going to put this aside. So the next thing I want to show you is when you use this, the palette through, let me move this aside. Oops. On embossed, dry embossed paper. Let me put this back here. Put it a little bit back. And I have here white cardstock, and I use this. This is pretty thick. I have it twice, so I'll put it one away. But maybe we can have one for comparison. So that's the first one. Then I have one that's Vellum. That's just those paint dots. It's this one. And then I have a black one, which is a text, has text on it. Okay, and let's start with the Vellum, because again, this is, I love this because you don't need water, and Vellum just doesn't take water well. So if you want to color Vellum, it's always like, how do you do it? Yeah, you can use ink, but still you have this wetness going on. So let's say I want to give this a color, depending on what I want to do with it. So let's just go with, this one, like almost like a. So then you can go, you color it. Go around those embossed areas. There. And we do like a little one up here, this side. And again, I'm just using my finger and rub this on. No big deal, no tools needed, you know, just go for it. And then let's say, let's use some yellow here. See? Yellow, the yellow is matte, the yellow doesn't have sheen in it. So here, let's go a little bit more in here. And then let's put a little bit of green, like this shiny green up here. And move this down into this area so it mixes nicely. So there. And I don't know, can you hope the cameras, how you have this super nice little glow sheen on top of it. Now, I didn't know how I would get this effect with another material. I just wouldn't know. So I really, really love this technique to color my vellums. And for example, let's say you want to put it on top of a card. Let's take a white cardstock here. Where I will have white one. Doodle-diddle-dum. Here is a white cardstock. So let's say you want to just put an overlay there. Just cut it up, make an overlay, or this way. Have a pattern paper on the back. That's so pretty. So that's the vellum. Now let's go with this one here. That's the black. And let's say you wanted to just do a very simple card, just having this and cut it out, mat it on a nice color, and just put some shine on it, okay? Let's get here this pink shine. It's about magic, so let's make it magic here. See how that, oh, I love this. I love this. See how that works magic, literally. Now you could go with another magically color on the bottom, like this darker. There you go. And again, here you can see this effect almost like a gilding wax. It has this shine to it. Let me see if I can see that. There. So that's on black, and then I have a white one here with flowers, and here again you can just go in and make an overall color, but in this case you could actually just color the flowers. You know, just go let's say let's make maybe this color here for this flower, see? And it doesn't need to be perfect. It can go around a little bit, almost like a glow of color here. Then you can make another, maybe a darker here. Again, don't be scared, just move it around. And then you have one here, another flower, like maybe this one here. There. And then here's another one on top. Maybe let's use a lighter purple here. Lighter purple, there. There. So pretty. It's almost like Easter. Now you can go with the green and just go along the leaves here. And who cares that a little bit goes next to it? I mean, that's just the beauty of this, you know. Go with the darker green and make this leaf a little darker. Even get it a little shading here going. Yeah. And let's give this one maybe a layer yellow here, like those, whatever this kind of flowery is, yellow, and another green here. And if you want a darker green, you're just gonna mix some red into it, okay? That's make it a little bit more muddier by adding a little bit more reddish color, like maybe like this. See how this dulls down the green. Here, this should be yellow too, and this should be yellow too. Those leaf things here. Oh man, I really love this. Maybe get a little bit of this green here, just to add a variety of green. Yeah. So you can see how that builds up. Oh man, this video is so long. I'm so sorry. Give them a little bit more turquoise color there. And then we have those little thingies here. So we can make them darker red, like berries. Make them like more bluish berries. There, get this here a little more bluish. There. And this one, so that's it. Here's the finished. So I really love this. This would make such a beautiful background for a card, birthday card, Easter card, spring card, whatever card. I just love how you can so almost like have this cloudy, pastel-y look on these flowers and the background. So let me show you this again. I was this on white, and I had this on black. That has like a gilding wax effect. And then this one here is on vellum. We put some white behind it so you can see it better. And this is this. So now, the last thing I wanted to show you, and I make this quick, is the use of Versamark. Versamark, and then you stamp with Versamark, and then you go over with the colors, and this works the best. I think the best way to show you this is with a background stamp. I'll just use this one, and I am not even using a stamp block for this. I'm just slap that on there. No, you just Versamark this. And I just slap this here. Doesn't need to be perfect. There. And since I used black before and didn't clean properly, it comes off a little, but I don't mind. Maybe like that. There. It's just to show it to you. So let me close this out of the way. Let me get my paper here. And now, what you can do is, again, you can make an all-over color. And I think I'm going to do this just to show it, just an overall color. Using this one. This is one of my favorite one here. It's just this rosy pinkish. And again, you go lightly over it. And there where you have the Versamark, it just darkens it. And I actually love that I had black on it before. Oh man, isn't that pretty? I love this. And then you can use this and you can put other stuff on it. I mean, paint on it, whatever you want to do. Ink on it. cut it out, glitter it. Here. And, oh my God, let me put more. It's so pretty. I'm going to use this for a background. But look at the shine that is on that where I inked it. Can you see that? Oh, it's so pretty. I mean, this is almost like a pattern paper, you know? You can actually move a little bit more. I'm going a little deeper here. There. This is such a beautiful way to make a background. There. There. And there. So, if this isn't pretty, I don't know what is. So yeah, so that's the ways I'm gonna use, or I'm using this, and you probably gonna will using this in my videos. So I did, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm really liking this product, and if you were wondering what it is, so I just wanted to let you know that's what it is. So I know this video is very long. I'm sorry about it, but in order to show this all to you, it needed some time. I hope you like it, and I hope you like this video. And if you want to see more like type of videos like this, let me know. I probably can come up with some things, or if there's things that I'm using in my videos and you say, oh, how did you do this? Can you explain it, or what products or whatever? Let me know. I'm willing to show it to you. So I leave you here with this, and I'm going to clean up my mess now, and wish you a super duper day. Okay, bye.